Good morning. Day 6 of the lockdown in the Ramwell household. What have you been up to? Today, I took the other boy to school.
Walking Jeff at the same time. You excited? What are you thinking about? You get a kitten. Stupid kitten. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I made up with Kitty.
You look ridiculous. Kitty. Calm.
Walked Jeff. Or did he walk me? I don't really know. But
Oh wow. Oh my goodness.
I had oatcakes for breakfast. Proper Stokey breakfast.
Lockdown breakfast.
And I started putting up a bed. Yay! Now for the video.
First thing, like, subscribe, help the YouTube algorithm, help me make more videos. So today we're going to be looking at 6 tips to get you passing first time. So we all already know driving instructors can't do lessons during the lockdown. Don't know why, because everything else seems to be open, but there you go. However, that doesn't mean that you can't get out in that car for the next 4 weeks and keep getting some experience, get some practice in.
And this can be used during the lockdown or outside the lockdown, it don't matter. So number 1.
So everyone knows during your driving test there is a lot of stress going on, sweating and all sorts.
So let's try and alleviate some of these nerves that we don't actually need. Give your instructor a call now or a message. Ask them some of the areas that they'd recommend driving in. Perhaps some of the areas that test routes happen to go sometimes or around there, just to get familiar with the area. You've got enough going on the day without not having a clue where you're actually going. If you've got a slight idea of where you're going, you're going to be slightly more familiar with the area, which is just going to make you feel a little bit better. Number 2, when you're practicing in your car, why aren't you using SatNav? You do 25 minutes of your driving test with a SatNav. So why not practice now? Now, a lot of people try and avoid the SatNav. SatNav driving is easier. When you've got someone giving you directions, there tends to be mistakes. There tends to be miscommunications. There tends to be late directions. There tends to be third exit. You haven't got a clue where the third exit is. And you're also only getting audio. If you've got a SatNav, you've got visual and audio. It's a lot easier. When the SatNav speaks to you and says third exit, you can also look at the SatNav and go, oh yeah, there's a third exit. That's easy. It's also going to be really good practice for your driving test. Don't be a casual SatNaver. Get good. This is going to be the difference between you passing and possibly failing.
Now number 3. Now, as I mentioned in previous videos, a large amount of learning to drive comes from experience. Not just experience on the road, but also experience with your own car. What do I mean by this? Well, you need to understand the size and the dimensions of your car. If you're going through a particularly tight situation, tight scenario where you're meeting traffic on both sides, you've got a car coming as well, you need to know very quickly how big your car is, so whether or not it's safe to go or you need to wait. By practicing this, you're going to know where it's safe to just carry on and when it's safe to stop. Otherwise, you're going to scare the crap out of your passenger and probably the oncoming driver as well. So make sure you get comfortable with your size and presence in the vehicle. Number 4.
Make sure you're practicing those show me, tell me questions. I've said it before and I'm saying it again. They've got the answers online with the questions. There's no excuse. Now, as I said before, not getting these questions right isn't a fail.
But I do wonder what would be going through the examiner's head if you do get them wrong. I wonder if this person has prepared as well for their driving test as they have for the questions.
This sounds simple, doesn't it? It does sound simple. This does sound simple. Excuse the train. Choo choo.
Number 5. 5 alive.
Learning to drive is very stressful. I can remember, but I also see it on a regular basis. You get the sweats, you get the anxiety, you get the, oh, I've forgotten everything. Having a week off isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's going to stop you burning out. It's going to let you refresh and really get your energy back and get your focus back. So when you get back in that car next time, you're going to feel so much better. So if you feel like having a week or 2 off, there's nothing wrong with that. Do it. In fact, if anything, it's going to help.
Number 6. Now, the nice thing about driving is it's a bit like learning to swim or ride a bike. Oh, that's horse, bike. You'll never forget how to do any of them. However, your driving habits do change in just a short number of months or even weeks. So you may come to something a few weeks later that you've always struggled with and suddenly you can do it. Or you may find that some of your good habits have gone out the window. So before going for your driving test, it might be a good idea to go on a mock test. Either with your driving instructor, or phone someone who does mock tests such as myself, or ask someone who does mock tests such as myself. This will really prepare you for what the test entails. It's going to include some of the stresses of the test and also what actually happens throughout the test. This will also make any particular faults that you're making repeatedly stand out, and this will really help you nail down those particular problems. As the saying goes, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Now, as I said before, I do offer free mock tests, so if you're interested and you live in the Staffordshire area, feel free to drop a comment. We can get something sorted after the lockdown. Click on the like, subscribe. See you next time.